Okay, so I have a question. Should capturing be more rewarding in Monster Hunter than slaying? Because I think to me it makes sense that capturing gives you more rewards because if you think about it from an in-game perspective, you're capturing the monster to bring it back to your base so your people can disassemble it and you get more parts that way. And so to me, that makes sense. And in the case of slaying, you slay the monster out in the field. It's a dangerous environment, and you carve it yourself and you don't get as many parts. And so to me, that also makes sense, right? But the problem is that capturing is always easier than slaying the monster because slaying the monster takes more time. Capturing is just you hit a button, you throw two sleep bombs, and then boom, the quest's done. So I don't really know how to feel about it, right? And so I was thinking maybe they could make capturing a more involved process where maybe it has the chance of failure and it could even cause the monster to be enraged, something like that. I don't know, because I don't really think that the rewards necessarily are the problem. It's um, the execution, right? Once again, capturing is always easier and capturing is more rewarding, and so obviously the go-to should be to capture the monster every single time because you get more rewards that way. I don't know, maybe they could try and balance things a bit differently. I don't want them to make it so slaying is just as rewarding as capturing because once again I don't think that makes sense. But also I want them to try and balance these two different ways out, and I don't really know how to do that, but I've come up with a couple ideas. One I just mentioned, right, where you have capturing be a more involved process so it's not as easy. Another thing they could do is increase the rewards you get for participating in multiplayer hunts, right? So if you decide to go into multiplayer and slay the monster, maybe you have the chance of getting more rewards. And I think the developers have done a pretty good job balancing out the two options because, they've limited the amount of monsters you can capture, right? With the like elder dragons and other stuff. So you've got a group of monsters that you can't capture. That option is unavailable to you, and the afflicted monsters, that kind of thing. And then also what they did is they made it so certain parts drop have higher drop rates depending on if you capture or slay the monster. And so that's also another good way of doing it. I just wish they would take that a bit further, right? And have it so certain parts will only drop if you capture or slay the monster. And I think also they should probably bring back exclusive parts for like certain monsters, like Basarios. You should only be able to get certain parts if you decide to mine his back, right? You should only be able to get Baroth's head plate if you break it off. And for the other monsters that have some kind of gimmick to them, right, where you can like mine or carve, or like Zinogre, you can pick up his Fulgur bugs. I think that should be the only way of getting those things. But I don't know. It just something I've been thinking about because once again, I don't think that the rewards necessarily is the problem. I mean, it's so easy to just hunt a monster one time and make most of the armor set and have leftover materials to make the rest. So you fight the monster two times. Each time it takes like 10 minutes and you've got the full armor set already. So it's not like the rewards are the problem. I think that in fact it's too rewarding in a sense, right? The game gives you too much materials to craft armor. Now, I don't know. I don't want people to languish in the early parts of the game, like with the lower level armor sets, but also I don't want them to be able to just speed through the game and very quickly get to the end. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel. But anyways, it's just something I wanted to talk about and see what people think. Anyway, that's all.